Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi, and a special welcome to all Masters of the Universe collectors because I need your help today. In front of me here you can see I have a selection of He-Man figures, but I have two heads from He-Man that I'm not quite sure where they come from, and that's what I want help with today. I want to try and work out where these two heads come from. So you can see here, these are two He-Man heads. But what are they? Let's take a closer look at them and I'll tell you what they're not, and then hopefully someone will know what they are. So these are the two heads that I want some help with. In fact, this one here I've had on my shelf for a very long time. It's just been sat there because I wasn't quite sure what it was. I thought maybe it was a piece from a board game or something like that because it had this flat base to it. The fact you can stand it up like that sort of gave me that idea. But recently I was sent a box of bits by a subscriber, which you can see over on my second channel, toy-polloi 2, and in that there was this head which is exactly the same. It has a little bit more paint to it, but as you can see it's the exact same head, and that got me thinking, because I was thinking, well, now I've got two of them, so I can't imagine these are board game pieces. What are they? So I've been doing a little bit of research trying to work this out, and I've sort of narrowed it down to what it isn't. We can safely say it isn't an original He-Man head, because an original He-Man head is made out of a pink flesh colour plastic and the hair is painted on. With these you can clearly see that the head is made out of a yellow hair type coloured plastic and the flesh colour is painted on. These are also solid, so you can see that they are really hard, you can't squidge them, whereas a normal He-Man head, we can squeeze it like that. Also with a normal He-Man head, if I bring in another figure here and remove the head, you can see the bottom of the head is different. It's got a hole in it and it's shaped completely differently. So it's definitely not an original He-Man head. It's also not a French version of the He-Man head. You can see here, this again is made much the same as the original He-Man head. It's a slightly different colour, but the hair is painted on. So it's definitely not a French version of He-Man. It's also not Thunder Punch He-Man's head, because although this head is solid, it's made out of a solid rubber, this is made out of the flesh colour and the hair is painted on. And if I bring in another Thunder Punch He-Man head, you can see the bottom of it is completely different. So it's not Thunder Punch He-Man. It's also not Flying Fists He-Man, because again we can see this, although a solid head, we can see that it is made out of the pink flesh colour plastic, and if I remove the head on this figure, again it's got a different bottom to it. So it's not that. It means we are sort of getting closer to what it could be, but it's definitely not any of the vintage figures. It's also not Prince Adam, because Prince Adam just has a standard He-Man head, and it's also not the Origins version of He-Man, the modern figure, because the head on those is completely different. So that narrows out all of the original figures, or I think it does, because that's all of the ones that I have in my collection. So what is it from? I asked on social media and I got a lot of replies, and I'll tell you from the list of replies definitely the things that it isn't. It isn't the He-Man and Skeletor shampoo bottles, those have a completely different head. It isn't a Polish bootleg as far as I'm aware. It's also not a Leo Toys version of He-Man. It's not a prototype, because these have been mass produced. It's definitely not a Pez dispenser head. It's also not a candy tube topper. It's also not a toothpaste top. It's not from the slippers. It's not a pencil topper, and it's not the head off the toothbrush holder. So that's all of the ones that everybody suggested, but there were two in that list that are what I think it possibly could be, which is why I'm asking for a bit of help. Pixel Dan and a few other people suggested that it could be from the treasure chest or piggy bank. That is an option. I don't have one of those, so if it's one of those, maybe that could be it. Or this could be a hardhead version of He-Man. I have a hardhead version of Skeletor, and I've removed the head from that, and the bottom doesn't look like this. It looks like a sort of classic version of the head with the tapered peg. So maybe the He-Man version of a hard head is different, I don't know, but those are the two that I think is most likely to be it. So it's either the piggy bank treasure chest or it's a hard head version of He-Man. So if you know, then please do get in touch, because I would really like to finally work out what these odd little heads are. So if you do know, leave some comments below and let me know what you think it is. If you've enjoyed this video, then make sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the bell to be notified each time I upload a new video, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.